Without any reward, nothing happens in this world. We do only two things to achieve something. Like, let's say, either we have to get reward, we will do it, or punishment is there, we will do it. It only works on this two. How do you keep a design? How do you create a product which can make the user get reward and start using it more? Because ultimately your objective is to make your user use your product for a quite long time without having that problem of disengagement, and at the same time providing the proper reward for them. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how UX can be working with a proper reward system, and what is the concept, the background behind it, and a case study we will see an example, and how we can infuse it into the design. Because without doing this kind of a proper reward system, more than 30 to 40% of users are dropping off by just after using first or one or two times more than that, right? So this video is going to be very helpful for you when you're designing a product like that. So let's jump into this topic now. We are now in the week 4 of endocrine system, guys, and the day 26. Thank you so much for connecting here. We are going to see reward system in UX. What is this? Reward is a fairly simple word. Motivation is equal to internal energy of your inner user, right? And the reward system makes your user engaged. It helps him get the dopamine, and it also makes them anticipate some kind of a reward available. So you are building a journey for your user and extrinsic plus intrinsic motivators. Like, let's say if your product is making them motivate a lot, then it's called extrinsic motivation. But if a person is getting internally motivated by after using a product, that's a true motivation, which is going to be more and more sustainable, right? True and sustainable, I would say. So your ultimate objective is to sustainable. Your ultimate objective is to create that intrinsic motivation for your user so they keep coming to your product again and again. Consistency over the addiction. Clear? What is the background of this? Actually, this is rooted in psychology. Like, let's say the Pavlov's conditioning and the Maslow's hierarchy. You'll see the hierarchy and reward and everything is very, very common in our common world of, like, let's say, usage of products, psychology, marketing, everything, right? But the point is how we can able to use it in UX. You can use it in UX flows by creating a gamification, by creating a reward, by creating a points, by creating a leaderboard, by also creating a lot more different way leaderboard points. Like, let's say you can give cashbacks. Like, let's say you can give them recognition, right? You can give reward in a very, very different format, like in the sense the reward system based on your application, what you're going to send. Like, let's say if you're building an LMS, this will be more appropriate when you give a leaderboard for them. If you're building a games, like, let's say if you're building a lessons, it'll be better if you can give points. If it's an investment, if it's a fintech, it would be better if you give cashbacks and offers. If it's an event, like, let's say if you're a celebrity, if you're achieving, if it's a community, you can give some kind of a recognition. So you can decide for your product and service what kind of a reward your customer will be expecting. You can take this application called Duolingo, Strava, Habitisia. So these are all very easy applications you can just install in your smartphones and see how they have created this reward system. You can simply try benchmarking that data for your own product and service. So the core framework, what I want to tell you, is self-determination theory. This is actually available in the psychology. Like, let's say, I would say this is not very detailly relevant for us, but this is where the theory comes from. You can just go to ChatGPT and Google and see what is this self-determination theory for, because this will help you to understand why people have been kept this topic in the psychology, and how it is rooting out to the brain reward system, and why certain products people were not able to ignore even after using a lot of time. You will get a better understanding. Okay, so this aligns users with their product purpose. This is the most interesting and important thing. Okay, so there's a little bit of background about it. You must have understood the importance of it. So this keeps the user emotionally invested. This builds a behavior driven design. This strengthens the positive reinforcement and boosts the retention and satisfaction. This mainly encourages mastery over dependency. See, you have a better control of the user's reward system of him using your product and service. This is exactly what it is really meant for. Okay, what are the key elements now? The first key element is having a clear goal and micro achievement. Let's say even if they are running, okay, you need to give, like, let's say, miles reached, something like that, a small micro reward, right? A visible progress, like, let's say you've reached 10K steps, right? Still 2K required, right? So you provide a little bit of journey so that your customer is very clearly understanding what he wants. Third, positive reinforcement at the right moment. Like let's say whenever some difficulty is there, like let's say you give them a positivity. During that particular process, there is no option. The user has to go through a little bit of pain, but where you can able to give a little positivity. Even in our programs, I've recorded certain modules during our 1 day, 1 week project, which even 12th standard students can do, even college first year students can do, even career transitional people can do, even people who are having 15 years of design experience can do. For all the people I've designed that. So the point here is how these people can get advantage out of it, how these people can get a reward even by having a no knowledge in design. So I have created exactly the positive reinforcement to encourage them, to tell them to try it or small activities, and then to get regain the confidence of it. So something like that you can also plan in your own products and service to keep your user better. Random variable rewards, you can able to give a randomized reward. Sometimes it can also help you build a more variety of product. Like let's say some of the users will not be very happy with your reward, some of the users will be little happy, some of the users will be very happy. You never know. You never have a full control of what reward system is going to motivate your user. In those cases you can keep a variable system like points, cashback, reward, everything. And you can think about long term badges. Like let's say you can give, like let's say badges, you can give best retail, best learner, best gamer, something like the milestone, right? So you can create that based on your users what they're having. So ultimately, why are we doing this? This helps users to hit their dopamine rewards, not the clear outcome. Why? Because outcome will be a journey. It takes a lot of time, and the user also knows it takes a lot of time, and you also know. But without keeping the users dopamine hit and keeping that engagement, you will not be able to help them reach their journey. So for making them reach the long term journey, you need to activate dopamine. That is the neuroscience behind it. Over rewarding also kills curiosity. Surprise plus delay builds stronger engagement, and consistency builds neural reliability, right? This is very very important. You need to showcase to your customer. Okay, and design rewards ethically, not addictively. So design can make you reward in a more ethical way. You should not make the user addict for your product. That is the exact neuroscience behind it. And I also wanted to tell you, DM motivate. I can able to redesign your reward system with empathy after looking at your screens and tell you. Because without reward, you cannot design a user flow. Without reward, you cannot design a UX flow system for your customer journey map. Without reward, you cannot build any product or application. If you do that, then your user end up uninstalling it after 1 or 2 times, or maybe after 1 or 2 months. This is very, very important after you understand this concept. So go and implement it in any one of your products and use these case studies also which I give you, which is like Duolingo, Strava, and Habitia. You will get a better understanding. I'll see you tomorrow in another system which is exactly very important called habit loop and retention design, which is going to be a continuation of